Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for January 27th, 28th, and 29th. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, a couple of things. One is, if you're new, or even if you're not, if you're a cross-watcher and you've not heard this before, this is the introduction. I tag this to all the videos. So if you want to just go straight to the video, I am going to put down over in the description the timestamp now, and so you can just bypass. I hope you watch it at least one time. Now the other thing is we're going to be starting on Rumble, or at least I'm going to try to post these on Rumble. Not sure how that's going to work. I will try to still have that timestamp so that you can bypass, but this will be seen on all videos. It will also be it'll also be its own individual, video. So what we do is, when I am reading for the weekend, I use my Radley Valentine deck, my Angel Tarot cards, my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. I will be pulling one from my Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue, Angels of Abundance, and then I end with my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, since we're coming into Rumble, I thought I would add Angel Answers Oracle cards from Radley Valentine also. So basically that'll be okay, have your question ready, and let's pull a card and see what happens. Now, during the introduction, I use because I do a kind of a global what on earth is happening in the earth, I will use my Waite Rider traditional tarot, and I will pull from my Osha Zen tarot cards. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy, but remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest, okay? I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power. My job is just to let the messages flow and deliver them to you. And it's made it a lot easier when I realized I did not have to understand it all. Now, a couple of things going on. Let's go on and just see what is going on in the world and the stars. Basically, we are in Aquarius season, but we have on the 27th Venus entering into Pisces. So Venus is leaving Aquarius and going into Pisces. Pisces is the last of the astrological signs for the year. It's dreamy. It's very intuitive. It's a lot of feelings and a lot of possibilities. We also have Neptune in Pisces, so there's a lot of deep energies with that too. Now, Venus is about relationships. It's about new starts also. There's new starts, there's a hope. There's all the possibilities. So Venus is going from the intellectual possibilities to the dreams again. Venus in Pisces can be a little foolish, but foolish in that good way. It's not a way that's, like you're being silly or stupid. No. It's just kind of, maybe you're being a little whimsical. Maybe you're going after some of those dreams that you just never thought were possible for you. So now on the 30th, the 30th of January, we have Mercury, which is in Capricorn, trining with Uranus, which is in Taurus. So we have the two earth energies, your job, your career, your home, your money. And we have Mercury, which is, electronics, but it's also about messages. And, so we have Uranus as expect the unexpected. The interesting thing, too, about Uranus, and remember this, is that it's always it's a liberator in many ways. It tries to free you from whatever, from the doldrums of the day. But sometimes it's not necessarily, a lot of times it's not necessarily an easy switch. And then on the 30th, we also have the Sun in Aquarius trining with Mars in Gemini. We have that air energy again, that thought process is thinking things through, making some plans, hearing some news with with the sun sign, the sun energy focusing, and that Mars energy confrontation. So there could be some interesting confrontations during that time also, but they'll be very well thought out. And then when we go into February, remember we have the full moon, 4th, 5th, I think, and that is in Leo. So interesting energies there. So now let's go on and just kind of see, like I think I've said, I'm an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power. whatever the message is, I'm just going to let it flow. And let's see what we have here. So this is the White Rider traditional. Okay, higher power. What's going on? What do we need to be aware of? What do we need to watch for? Okay, we have a card that has fallen out. Well, actually, it's flipped, and we have the Hanged Man. Now, remember that numbers are very important also. So on this, we have a 10 and we actually have a 12. We have a 10 and a 2. 2 is crossroads choices. 10 is transitional energy. It is, things have to move forward. But then we can add the 1 plus the 2, we come to a 3, and that can be, basically that can be all about celebration, creativity. Now the Hanged Man is looking at things from a totally different perspective. So it's kind of like, there is, and remember Uranus has gone direct. And it's a slow motion right now. So, and expect the unexpected. And I just said it's a break-free type of energy. So there could be something in the world that's kind of like you don't take it at face value. Just don't take it at face value. All right, it's whatever it is. Don't take it as face value. My thing is always don't be afraid. Don't be fearful, because fear, again, too, like I'm always saying, is a tool of the devil, and it tries to trap you, okay? So something could be going on that we need to look deeper into, and we just cannot take it at face value. Okay, let's see. Higher power, what else do you want to say? Here we go for this weekend. Now remember, anything reversed to me has stronger energies. And this came out, strong energy too. So again, I really get this. Don't take it at, face value. Things aren't what they seem to be. It kind of has that, what is it? Would it be the 7 of Swords? It's like, that you might be directed to look here, and really this is what's going on. Okay, so let's see here. Next card is, we have Judgment. Again, this one is reversed. So we have a 20 energy. We have that 2 energy. We have 2 10s, so transition. We have that 20 energy, the 2 crossroads choices, decisions coming together. 0 God source energy. So there is something very big happening in the universe. It'd be interesting to see when the weekend is here, what the Schumann resonance is like. Are we being whited out again? Because we've had a couple of those times, and then we have times of very stable energies, and then we get these really, in the last couple of days, we've had these really strong whiteout energies too. So Judgment is looking at things kind of like, there's forgiveness with this. There is forgiveness, because if we cannot forgive ourselves and others, how are we to be forgiven? There is looking at things in a way of being kind of like, it's looking at our past, our present, it's looking at our history. If we don't learn from history, we're doomed to recreate our, the same mistakes. But again, there's a lot of, we have to be very realistic. We have to look at it as it is. And also too, we did the best we could with what we had. So it's Judgment is not necessarily punitive, though sometimes we do have to make amends with Judgment. But it's really our own, it's really facing higher power, God, source, and kind of saying, yeah, this is where I am, this is what I did, but now I understand it a little bit more. I'll never understand it fully, but I understand it a little bit more. Forgiveness, again, forgiveness is not for so much the other person as it is for yourself. And then Judgment comes and says, let's move on. So we've got a lot of looking around here. Again, this is looking at things a little differently, looking at ourselves a little bit differently. It's kind of coming to the realization. And remember, yes, I know, Saturn is in Aquarius right now. Remember, Saturn is a very much rules, regulations, constriction. Aquarius is free thinking. It's about the communication. It's about the people, the community. I always look at Saturn, and I've been saying this for 2+ years. It's all about illusion versus the reality. And so there's a lot of reality energy here. Now, next card. now we have the moon. So we've got a lot of major arcana energy here. So we have an 18 here. So we have the 10, 1, 0. Now 5 is about change, and then 3 is celebration, like I said. 18, again, the 10 transition. 8 is unlimited opportunities, unlimited possibilities. And you can add the 1 and 8 together. It becomes a 9. You've got, hey, everything, wrap it up. Everything's done. So the moon's been coming out a lot in a lot of my personal readings. There's hidden energies. There is things that we just don't know what's going on. It just feels very kind of unsettling in some ways, because remember, the moon does affect the earth. It does affect the water, the tides, the gravitational pulls, or however you want to say it. There is always an effect, but the moon also has things that is hidden. The moon also has things that we are not aware, things going on, like they say, behind the scenes, okay? So we are in a waxing moon right now, so that is the new moon, which we just had, and it was a super moon. It is getting larger and larger. It is the requesting moon. Now, the other thing about the moon, though, I'm looking at this, and it's like the moon is pulling out the feral energies, the not the fallow, but the feral energies. It's even though it's hidden and it doesn't give a large glow, it gives enough of a light. It's like it's shining a light. It's, if you watch and you look, you're going to see some of the, the stuff that's tried to come against us, come against the world in many ways. Not quite sure. But the moon also tells you to follow your intuition. The moon also says, pray, meditate. And all of these are about praying and meditating. And, the tarot cards are actually an extremely spiritual cards with messages. So the moon, hidden energies, intuitive energies, things happening behind the scenes. There is something about these dogs. It's kind of like it's pulling out the dark energies too. And, and again, for it to be seen. Okay. You tell me what you're thinking about this. You let me know. Okay. So let's see what else we might have here. So let's see. Osha Zen Tarot. Oops, not this. Osha Zen Tarot. What do you have? What's the world? Higher power. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? What should we be aware of? There's a lot. Your energy is very high here right now. There's a lot of looking underneath, looking beneath, looking at ourselves, looking at what's going on. Okay, so now we get ripeness. Now, again, we get that 9. Everything's coming together. You've got everything you need. Ripeness is everything's ready. Everything's ready. The fruit is falling off the vine. It's now, there's a sense of time. There's a sense of whatever this is going on, everything's ripe. Is there a ripe, the things, whatever this changes, whatever these strong energies, we are ripe. We are ripe. Things are happening. Okay. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens on this weekend. But ripeness has a really interesting, like I said, the fruit is ready, the fruit is falling, things are ripe, we're ripe. Okay, meditate. I'll say this is a good weekend to meditate, to reach out, to pray, however it is that you connect. Now, please, please, please do me a favor. Please go down here to like, share, subscribe, clicking on bells or clicking on whatever it is for notifications that you might need. I am going to be trying to upload this on Rumble, so we will see what we will see. But also, too, should you just be watching the introduction, I always end, and I truly mean this. Always know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye. Hello, my Aquariuses, and happy birthday to you. So let's see what we've got going on for you right now. Now the big thing for you is Venus is transitioning out of Aquarius into Pisces. So there could be a little bit of a honeymoon period with that also. Remember, it just doesn't, it's not like it's a switch that, it's already in there. There is a transition time. So I feel like, if you're in a new relationship or an existing relationship, there could be a little bit of a honeymoon. It's kind of like, this feels good. I think I made the right choice. And it doesn't mean that you didn't. It's a good feeling. This has a good energy for you. Okay, so let's see. Higher power. What do we have for our Pisces? Oh, some worries about money. Worries about money or changes in money. Sometimes we think about this as worries because, you go back to the traditional tarot where it's the people are outside and they're freezing and, but it can also mean that there's a change in money situation. It could be maybe you're worried because of the change. Maybe you've taken a new job and it's just been a little bit, with a new job, you might have had to change your pay, things like that. Things aren't quite fallen into place just yet. But there also has, and that's my first thing that I'm getting with this, there is a change in your money situation. So even though it might feel a little worrisome, hold on, stay strong, continue with continue on your path with this. Because, maybe you moved. And if you've ever, I've moved. And it always seems like for about 5-6 months after that move, I always feel like I'm a little bit strapped for cash. But things will pick up, things will catch up, especially in the money energy. So Earth energy is our Capricorn, our Taurus, and our Virgo. And remember what I've told you and you've learned about Capricorn and Taurus. So money, job, career. 5 has change. Now, generally speaking, we always look at this with a little bit of the, oh my goodness, it's a little bit not good change, but it doesn't mean that. It just means things have to catch up, okay? You just have to play a little catch up, and I feel that actually this is a positive change. So, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. Like I said, I just feel like it's a time for you to make a little catch up, and not the stuff you eat. Just kind of catch up a little bit. I think that you've had a lot of expenditures, and now we just have to let you have to let the energies flow in now. And money is energy. Energy is is also money. So, so just kind of open up your purse, open up your wallet, and just say, universe, God, source. I like doing more God or source because universe is a little bit too broad. I don't know who is picking up my message. God, source, Holy Spirit, fill this, fill my money, fill my purse. Okay, your next card reversed, the Queen of Air. Now, the Queen's underlying energy is, of course, we talk about this all the time, is water, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Pisces, we just had the Cancer full moon, Pisces in itself, Neptune, now Venus, where things are going to be going into it. What else? Saturn will be transitioning. That's still in March, but that air of transition, that air of change is happening. So Queen's underlying is very emotional, caring, very loving energy. And then we have the air energy. We have your energy. And yours is all about thinking things through, making some plans. What is the best decisions that I need to do? So this is very objective. But the nice thing about the Queen of Air that I'm picking up for you is you're taking everything with a grain of salt. You're kind of like, no, I expected this. So if you're, with this money situation, whatever it is, I knew I had to pay out some bills. I knew I had to do this. Things are going to happen. Things are going to be better. I'm actually getting with the Queen of Air, and I don't always get that, but for my Aquariuses, I'm getting a sense of hope. I'm getting a sense I've done the best I can with what I've got, and now, now I just have to keep going forward and just expect the best, okay? So, independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in a situation. So your last card here is the Knight of Fire. So now you have two court cards. The Knight's underlying energy is fire. This is fire. So this is a fire. This is very much Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy. Like it says, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, restless, very consuming energy. There's a sense of optimism here. There's a sense of possibilities here. There's a sense of, things working out the way they need to be working out. Remember, Jupiter is in Aries. Also, Jupiter is about expansion. Jupiter is about, good luck, good energy, positive stuff happening. So So I'm getting a very hopeful energy from this entire reading. Again, it's kind of be realistic about the money. You've had to put out a lot of money for whatever it is you're doing, or or there's that little bit of that gap that, because you might have changed your job, and instead of getting paid weekly, you're getting paid, every 2 weeks, something like that. So there's just this little gap, but the Queen and the Knight is like, oh no, you get through this, and actually the path that you're on is so much better than where you've been. So a sudden event that needs immediate attention, time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Now, let's go on to John Holland. Okay, higher power with these cards. What else would you like to say? What else would you like to say to our Aquariuses? What would you like to say to our Aquariuses? Aquariuses. And remember, in your sign, we do have that Leo full moon coming. So, between now and the 5th, some interesting energies here. We have a 5 of, I believe this is, because this is more the blue, I think this is 5 of fire, okay? I know, I wish they would have done red or something with this. So we have the 5, change, obstacles and challenges. Remember, I told you the Queen of Air, you have to just look at things realistically. It's kind of like, this move, this change, whatever this change was, I'm not saying that it was a bad change. In fact, I feel like it was a good change. It was a good transitional, whatever this was, if you were changing your job, if you were moving, if you were just making any type of life change, it's just never easy. It's never something that transitions beautifully. Even the things that transition beautifully don't transition beautifully. There's always a little bit of a challenge, or, oh, I didn't think of that. So this is more or less acknowledging that. This is more or less saying, yes, there are obstacles, but you are able to, bridge the gap. You are able to move forward. Don't let that stop you. Okay? Okay, let's go on. Let's see the Angels of Abundance. What do you have for our Aquariuses? What do you have for our Aquariuses? What else? What else for our birthday Aquariuses? Here we are. Quiet retreat. Let's see if I can read this. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself, and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. So take some, step back. Take a step back. Don't worry so much about these. Like I said, there's very objective, positive energies here. Take a step back. Okay, so you can even see where you're at. Sometimes, these are minor arcanas, the day-to-day stuff, and sometimes we get so enmeshed that we don't see the bigger picture. Okay, let's see what we've got here. What crystal or energy for my Aquariuses? What would be good for our Aquariuses? Here we go. Golden topaz. Faith, wise action, perseverance, confidence. Okay, now, this is the, I told you these were the angel answers, the oracle cards. Now, I am going to tell you, do not necessarily make life decisions. I've been using these, and I'm always saying that they don't give me the answers I want. But when I look in retrospect, it's like, ooh, they were kind of right. So let's see. So make your questions, or think of your questions. Let's see. Like I said, no major life decisions with this, but maybe this will give you a little bit of a guide, or maybe it won't. Okay, let's see. Questions for or from our Aquariuses. This is just more of a fun little thing. Here we go. Okay. So you have your question. This is reversed. Be assertive. So while it's telling you to take a step back, be assertive. Interesting. Let me know what that might mean to you, if it means anything. Okay, so my Aquariuses, we will see. You will be, besides the introduction, you will be the first one if I can get you on Rumble. So take a look at that. But remember, even on YouTube, always remember to do the like, share, subscribe, clicking on the bell for notifications. And most importantly, and as always, know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.